I'm Ayla, and this is...
Bianca.
Yes, parang host lang kami. So, so our huddle was on gender equality, and the question we want to really tackle about is how do we raise awareness and correct misinformation about the SOGI anti-discrimination bill. So if we take a look at it, we wanted to look at the root cause problem, which was stereotypes. Because the problem right now is that people have such a limited concept of gender na limitado lang siya sa babae at lalaki. I can't cry if I'm a guy. I can't wear blue if I'm a girl. I'm not allowed to wear really short shorts if I'm a guy. And that's where the mindset comes in, that gender should be limited to the binary. So what we want to focus on as well is that the context we have right now is that the discussion about gender in social media specifically is very hard for some individuals who want to maneuver themselves in the discussion. Every time someone asks a question or sometimes say something different from the majority opinion, they get canceled by a lot of people. And we find that very hard for people who want to join the movement but do not have the pipeline to join it. That's why we wanted to create safe spaces offline to allow intimate conversations in coffee shops with people who are interested to know.
What we have to understand is that these days we are in a transitionary period. So what does the transitionary period mean? It means that 50 years ago, we didn't have much of an understanding of what positive consent is. We don't have much of an understanding of the SOGI. So most of the individuals who we want to become allies also don't know how they can become allies. And what the sad fact is that access to information is very limited. In order for us to be able to expand those people who can support us in our fight for equality, we need to be able to create an environment where we can nurture them and where we can educate them. And that can only happen if we start from their personal experiences. So our group came up with a project we tentatively call We Men, because we think that we have to poke at the idea of men and the other genders that were conceptualized because of the centralization on men. So what we want to do is to host maybe boys talk sessions that will unpack toxic masculinity. We will try to understand what were the influences that led you to thinking that boys are supposed to wear blue, girls are supposed to wear pink, or those kinds of things. So we eventually want to be able to bring in like your parents into the discussion so that they can also have an understanding of how they conceptualize gender right from the start. So that we can see that, you know what, this was something that I learned because of the environment around me, and therefore if it was learned, then therefore I can unlearn it, and we can unlearn it together as a community. So further, like going forward, we can train more people who can facilitate discussions like this, and we can bring them into LGUs or maybe into corporations so that they can bring the discussions on unpacking toxic masculinity in their own community, so that we have more people on board who will be able to understand that the effects of toxic masculinity goes across the board, and it's not just applicable to a few individuals in our communities.